Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Today I will reveal 6 groups of people who should not eat dates. Now, I will go ahead and list the specific health problems related to eating dates and possible solutions and action steps for those of you who just love eating dates and want to continue enjoy eating them in a healthy way. Now, personally, I love dates. I grew up eating dates all the time because of my dad. He would literally start every morning eating 2 dates, and then later in the afternoon, he'd have 2 more dates with his tea. Now, he would tell me how they're super healthy, because they're full of fiber and vitamins and minerals and all that stuff. And, he was right. And this was a long, long time ago, many decades ago. Honestly, I was a kid, so I honestly didn't care if they were good for me. I just loved how they tasted since they were just, sweet and chewy. And my parents really didn't allow me to have much candy, so dates were like my option, my natural candy. Now, these days, dates are promoted as a superfood. They're found in healthy cereals and protein bars and drinks, smoothies, and other health foods. Unfortunately, this popular health food should not be eaten by certain people. So let's get started with the 6 group of people who should avoid or limit the dates. And at the end, I'll also give you options on how you can still enjoy eating dates safely. So the first group of people who should avoid dates are those who are diabetic or have blood sugar issues. Now, this is because dates are high in natural sugars. It contains glucose, sucrose, but primarily fructose, which is fruit sugar. Now, for people with diabetes, these fruits, such as dates, can cause rapid blood sugar spikes, making it harder to manage blood sugar levels. In fact, just 2 dates contain the same amount of sugar as 4 Oreo cookies. That's a lot of sugar. Granted, dates do have a lower glycemic index than other types of carbohydrates because of their fiber and because they contain fructose, which is a slower burning sugar. However, dates tend to still increase blood sugar levels. A lot of the people who are sensitive to sugar, who are overweight, and typically over the age of 40. So what's your action step? If you have diabetes or you're dealing with high blood sugar levels or A1C levels, limit your intake to 1 date daily or avoid them altogether because of the blood sugar spikes. However, if you still want to eat them or similar foods, make sure you take vitamins and minerals and supplements that will help lower blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity so you don't get the big spikes and you can continue eating them. Personally, I take a product called Blood Sugar Optimizer with all my meals. I put a link to this vitamin supplement below in the description area. Now, the second group of people who should avoid dates are those who have digestive problems. Now, dates are a high FODMAP food, which can cause bloating, gas, or diarrhea in people who have digestive issues like IBS. Now, FODMAP foods are typically carbohydrates that are poorly absorbed by your small intestine. And this, unfortunately, as we get older, these stomach problems get worse and people have to reduce these FODMAP type foods. Now, typically, FODMAP foods are fruits and vegetables and grains and dairy products. However, dates are on the higher end and thus more problematic. So your action step is if you do experience digestive discomfort, reduce the number of dates that you eat to, again, maybe just 1 a day or just avoid them completely. Additionally, you can try soaking dates in water overnight to make them easier to digest. And I'll give you more about this later at the end of this video. Now, the third group of people who should avoid dates are those who have just dental and teeth issues. Now, this is because dates are high sugar content and they're also sticky in texture, and thus they get to stick to your teeth and can lead to cavities. Now, some people just have great teeth genetics, right? And they never get cavities. Unfortunately, I am not one of those people, no matter how much I floss and brush and water pick and all that. So personally, I just stay away from anything sticky and sugary because of all these ongoing teeth problems. Now, your action step is if you do want to eat dates and you're worried about dental issues, make sure you floss your teeth and rinse your mouth to prevent that the tooth decay from the sugary and the sticky foods, such as dates. Now, another group of people who should avoid dates are those who have sulfite sensitivity. Now, some dates are preserved with sulfites. In fact, a lot of dry foods might be, which can cause breathing issues, especially for those who have asthma. Also, if you have allergies, for whatever reason, the sulfites can make things much worse. The action step is look for sulfite-free dates. If you do have asthma, allergies, or suspect sulfite sensitivity, just look at the label and make sure it's sulfite-free. Another group of people who should avoid dates are those who have allergies. Although rare, some people can be allergic to dates, which can cause itching and swelling or even just serious reactions. Now, the action step is if you think you might be allergic to dates or you start getting itchy, just be mindful of it. Just stop eating dates and then see how your body reacts and then get back on them. And again, little by little, you start to get itchy or just have these allergic reactions, just avoid them altogether. None of the group of people should avoid dates or those taking certain medications. This part is very important. Dates can interfere with medications for blood sugar and blood pressure. So the action step for you is if you take drugs to lower blood sugar or take potassium-sparing diuretics or ACE inhibitors or similar drugs to lower blood pressure, you should reduce or avoid dates. All right, so those are the groups of people who should avoid or be concerned about eating dates. But let's say you still like to eat them, all right? You love them, you like how they taste, no problem. Let me give you some options and best practices so you can still consume eating dates in a healthy way. The first one is soaking dates. In fact, soaking dates can remove tannins and other compounds that make them harder to digest, making them softer and easier to absorb nutrients from. So soak the dates before you eat them. Ideally, I would say overnight for about 8 to 10 hours. However, if you're in a rush, you really want to eat them, try to soak them in very warm water for about 20 minutes. Now, digestion is one of the problems with dates. However, the biggest problem is the sugar intake, the high blood sugar. As I mentioned earlier, taking an all-in-one supplement such as Blood Sugar Optimizer can help promote healthy blood sugar levels and reduce the insulin spikes, improving insulin sensitivity and A1C levels within normal range. I put the link to Blood Sugar Optimizer below. Now that's step one. Step two is the timing of when you eat dates. Like any carbohydrates, if you want to reduce that blood sugar spike, it's best to eat them with proteins, fibers, and healthy fats to lower the blood sugar spike and lower the glycemic index and glycemic load of the entire meal. Another thing that matters is the portion control, and that's by limiting how much you eat them. For healthy adults, I would suggest a maximum of 2 dates per day. And if you do have blood sugar or blood pressure problems, or you're overweight, I would limit dates to just 1 a day or maybe just 3 or 4 times a week. Remember, just because a food is labeled as healthy, all right, doesn't mean that it's necessarily healthy for everyone or specifically for you or your body or at your age or current health concerns. Always be mindful of that. If this was helpful, subscribe and you'll get more helpful information about this in the future. Also, share this topic with other people who might benefit so they can have a happy and healthy day as well.